What's going down, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and I may be a little bit biased, but I have to say the trophy goes to this hair right here. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. Special shout out to my friend Brad on Twitter for coming up with that bad joke. I can't even take credit for that bad joke, but it's in the house, the HTC Trophy with Verizon Wireless. And you know, in the midst of this whole 4G battle and HSPA Plus versus LTE and dual core battle between which is better, single core and dual core, some of these devices like the Droid X2, the Trophy, the Incredible 2, good devices in their right, have been kind of kicked to the side. So the Trophy is an awesome device. It's available now from Verizon, and it's a device that's capable of global roaming. So you can take this sucker overseas and use it with the Verizon SIM card that comes pre-installed in the back of the device. Now the question remains, even if you're not in a 4G area, is this a device to get, or should you go with something like the Thunderbolt, the Revolution, the Droid Charge, so you future-proof yourself for when that 4G time does come to your neck of the woods? We're going to find out that and more in the review, but first, special thanks to our buddies at Best Buy. They've hooked us up with a bunch of phones for use in our One Paw Bandit game, so when you're going to get this at Best Buy, they'll set it up for you. They'll help you walk out working. They'll set it up to where your email's ready to go, your web's ready to go, and more. So when you get it, you can walk out the door and start playing with your new toy. Enough of that, let's get into it. HTC Trophy, is this a device for you? Now onto the personal information management stuff, because this is pretty important on Windows Phone 7. Just starting with the phone, you can see how minimalistic everything is over here. And one thing you'll notice, actually let me go back so you can see, the signal strength indicator bar that includes the battery, the data speed, etc. hides. It doesn't show, and this is one thing that kind of frustrates me about Windows Phone. You can't change that. There's no setting to kind of keep it on the screen all the time. It goes back up as you just saw, and each time you have to bring it back down when you want to see signal strength. You want to see if you're on 3G versus 1X, or the battery life, for example. So back to Verizon, or back into the call, the phone app rather, and you can see this stays over here, but you have to pull down the battery, the Wi-Fi, and 3G. So kind of interesting there, kind of different. Which you can see going into phone, big buttons, island keys separating, or a little bit of separation between the keys. And you can see, we'll do 5555, because that's clearly a real number, 555555. And you can see how quick and easy. And actually another little cool animation. Let me get it close to the camera so you can see. Bring it up. Wait for it to zoom in. You can see when I click the button actually moves. So cool little customizations. They've done a good job with it. And you can call or you can save to contacts. So very, very clear or clean, very minimalistic. I can go into people, and this brings me into my contacts. I can scroll over and set up Facebook if I want to. I can see all the contacts, see what's new, and I can click here and add a new contact. So again, very clean. It's very different looking. And how the fonts, this is one of those things, I thought I was going to hate it when I first saw it. See how the fonts kind of go off the side of the screen depending on what page you're on. It's actually pretty functional and not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. So you can add a photo, you can add a name, phone obviously, so we'll do, actually, I know who we'll do. We'll do Quick Brown Fox. Quick Brown is his first name. Quick Brown. Quick Brown, whatever. Quick, that's good enough. Fox. The Quick Brown Fox. And there's a phone number, and you get the idea, and we can save, and it's going to pop up like that. The Quick Brown Fox is right down there, and you can see the Q. I can click there, and if I had a bunch of contacts, it'll light up with all the letters. So if I had Aaron Baker in there, and I had Sydney Arnold in there, the S would light up, and Taylor Martin, the T would light up, etc. But I only have Q, so I can click on that one, and it takes me right to the Qs. So good personal information management there. Again, very simplistic, very easy to use. We can go into Hotmail and take a look, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And you can see all up there, unread and urgent. I can just scroll from left to right to get to those individual things. And again, going into Windows Phone, very clean. Pinch to zoom is so easy to use with no lag whatsoever. And you can see how quickly the transition effects are on Windows Phone 7. So we can go down through here, download the pictures. This is kind of a Windows thing. You can tell the downloading of the pictures. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. And actually that reminded me of something else. If you notice in emails, the white background as opposed to the black background here, I can do, the only customization option you really get here is a theme. You can make the theme dark or you can make it light. That's really all of the customization you get, and you can change the accent color. So I usually land on brown when I'm doing it, and let's just go to light for sake of showing it off. So you can see the difference there. that's what that looks like. And obviously, white takes a little bit more battery life, so something to keep in mind. So now that we've covered that, let's take a look at the marketplace, because we cover Android Market all the time, we cover the App Store all the time, but we don't cover Marketplace since we don't get that many Windows Phone devices. We had that initial crop of Windows Phone devices, and it's been kind of dry since, with the exception of the HD7S. But you get an HTC Apps dedicated area, you get apps, games, and music. So I'm going to search from here, look for Twitter, for example. I don't know, I can't type today. Geez, T-W-I-T-T. Lack of autocorrection is killing me. Or just maybe it's just my bad typing. But, so it brings up everything in the market. It's bringing up the application first, which is, it assumes that's what I want. It has the Twitters as artist, an album, a song, playlist, application, and you can see it just brings it all up in this one spot. Now if I go over here to apps, and I'll wait for those to load, now I can do an apps and games search, and you'll see it'll kick out all the music and just bring up the apps and the games. So application, we can scroll down, Sexy Babes Free. Apparently that's Twitter related. I'm not really sure how that's... This must be where all the babes come from that send you the spam links on Twitter, and you see the picture and you're like, oh, they look friendly. And then you see the link. It's like, win a free iPhone 4 by clicking this spam link, and let me take your credit card information. And, it's really this fat old guy behind a computer and not this attractive female. Anyway, that's off my soapbox. You can see applications all the way up and all the way down. So we can just click on one just to show you what it looks like. You can see the star rating, you can see when it was released, and you get this clean looking, the text looks good, you get kind of a description here, screenshots, your reviews, and your related information, Foursquare, things like that, related applications, and more. So you can install it, you can share it, and that's what's going to look like when you click install. I don't believe I have my Windows Marketplace account set up at the moment. So yeah, I don't at the moment. So we'll cancel that out so it doesn't take too much time. But you get the idea. It's clean, it's easy to use, and it's very minimalistic as opposed to, heck, even iOS is very minimalistic, but especially when compared to the Android market or BlackBerry's app world. So you can see, and a lot of people are asking me on Twitter right now. Actually, I just happened to look over at Twitter and see people are asking about the battery life on this device. It has a 1,300 milliamp hour battery. If you missed that in part 1, 1,300 milliamp hour battery. I think it should be a crime to put any battery that's less than 1,500 milliamp hour in a phone. It's just, I can't make it through the day with moderate use, despite the fact that there's no multitasking on this device. With moderate use, I'm making it into the evening, 7 or 8 o'clock, before the device dies. That's just unacceptable to me. So let's take a look at the camera. 5 megapixel camera here. You know how much I love my button on the side. And this is something, if you watch the Microsoft commercials, the Windows Phone commercials on TV, they show off the camera on a lot of these. They show off, the camera features when the guy's jumping out of the airplane and how simple it is to take a picture and just get out of it. So we'll take a picture of the Galaxy S2 here, just for example, and it clicks right away. So we'll take a second one. Just, that wasn't really a picture, but just to show you. And then all you have to do is swipe right back over to see, blah, blah, blah. We'll go to don't upload. That's a one-time thing. And you can see there's our picture we took, the actual good picture we took of the Galaxy S2. That's a kind of a blurry one, but you get the idea. Easy to scroll over, and likewise easy to transition from video to camera and vice versa. Now you get some settings here. This does have 720p HD video recording capabilities, so you can change that around, turn the flash on and off, change the scenes, the effects, the overall resolution, if you want to take more or less pictures with the internal memory, and more. So pretty nice camera app. It's actually one of my favorite things about Windows Phone, how easy to use, or how easy the camera app is to use. Big pro there. Let's take a look really quickly before we sign off at some of the other applications that come pre-installed. Office, for example. You get a nice mobile version of Excel, Word, and PowerPoint, at least where you can explore. You can create a new document if you want to. Now obviously you can't do a PowerPoint document from this device, but you could do Word and Excel, load it right up, and start typing away. You can also view Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So you get that benefit on Windows Phone devices. Nice to have that native experience. You have Xbox Live as well, and then let's see, not to jump too far ahead, you can outline, comment, find, and format. So you get a couple of basic editing options in Microsoft Office on Windows Phone. Then you have Xbox Live games, though beware, that will take your battery life pretty quickly. And then you have Netflix pre-installed as well. Unfortunately, there's no HDMI port on this device, so beyond watching it on the device, there's not a whole lot you can do. And again, this is a Verizon 3G device, so the connection's not going to be the greatest. I mean, Verizon's EVDO is pretty tired, pretty slow, so keep that in mind when you're playing Xbox Live and Netflix and browsing the web. If you see the occasional stutter, that's most likely why. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with the HTC Trophy and some of the other Windows Phone 7 devices. We'll have dogfights between this, the HD7S, which just came out on AT&T and we unboxed yesterday, so be on the lookout for those. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog, and the reason why, well, first of all, we're great, we're awesome, obviously. We're basically all big, hairy winning machines. Maybe that's just me. But like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDog, because we're giving away iPad 2 smartphones and more as part of our colossal iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron, with any questions you have about any of the smartphones that are out right now, or just stop in to say hello. I love to hear from you. And also follow me on my personal fan page at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace out.